Hi there. This is RV Empath, and this is the podcast RVE for the HSP. Welcome. It is October 4th, 2021, and how are you doing? There's a lot of energy. Let's talk about it, shall we? Let's do a quick recap of the past week astrologically. Let's see, it's the 4th. Let's go back to the 27th. We have a couple trines that happened on the 29th. Venus trine Neptune retrograde. The Sun trine Saturn retrograde. That's good energy there with your what you love, harmony, finances, dreams, spirituality, goals, and hard work, your work ethic, long-term goals, who you are in the world. So you likely had some kind of epiphany or breakthrough or something. And then on the 30th, Venus square Jupiter retrograde. Squares ask for some sort of action on our parts, having to do with our finances, our values, our talents and skills, and expanding that somehow. Now, Jupiter is retrograde, which is an inner experience of it. So we may be changing more on the inside right now, which is perfectly fine and needed and even necessary, I would say. On the 1st, Mercury, which is now retrograde for a couple more weeks. Mercury retrograde square Pluto retrograde. That was likely difficult, but Pluto is always, there's a chance of healing and positive transformation there. So hopefully that is how it showed itself in each of our lives. Mercury retrograde. Mercury is about communication, how we think, what we learn. And again, Pluto can be transformation of power and control type stuff, manipulation energies. So Mercury's in Libra, relationships. Pluto's in Capricorn, work, goals. Mars was also opposite Chiron retrograde, potential for healing through strain. The 2nd, we had a quintile between Venus and Saturn. Maybe some unknown aspect of, or place of genius within came out to shine. The 3rd, Sun opposite Chiron retrograde. Oppositions can be stressful, but different, difficulties and hardships, there's always something good in there for us to either learn or to use or incorporate as we move forward, that kind of thing. So you got to always look for the good in any kind of trial or tribulation, because it's there. Something is there. All right. So the 3rd, we also had Mercury retrograde trine Jupiter retrograde, and this was yesterday. So trines, again, very good energy. You likely are interested in expanding yourself into some kind of innovative idea. That's cool. All right, so let's get going where we are today. There is a quincunx or inconjunct, also known as, so it's called a quincunx, but it's also known as an inconjunct. And that is a bit of a stressful energy. That's between Mercury retrograde and Neptune retrograde. That is on the 5th. And so it takes a little bit of accommodation, try to get the energies working together, and that is communication and spirituality. Now, there's another inconjunct on the 6th between Mars and Uranus retrograde. So Uranus can be unexpected change, epiphanies, that kind of thing. So expect it expect the unexpected on the 6th. And there's also a new moon in Libra. So Libra's really being emphasized here because Mercury, Mars, and the new moon is all in Libra on the 6th, and they're all highlighted. So think about what you would like to further in terms of goals when it comes to your relationships or achieving some kind of balance in your life. And the relationships is one-on-one, could be friendships, partnerships, that kind of thing. All right, on the 6th as well, the 6th is a pretty big day. Pluto is going direct in the sign of Capricorn. Woo! Okay, so leading up to that, these next couple days, we're likely going to feel Pluto a little more than usual because when a planet stations to go direct, it usually wraps up the retrograde lessons, and they can oftentimes be felt a little more strongly before they start moving direct. So again, Pluto can be shadow side stuff. It's also Phoenix rising from the ashes. There's great opportunity for healing and transformation. So look more into that should you feel called. The 7th, Venus moves into the sign of Sagittarius. Venus again is harmony, finances, our talents, skills, values. Sagittarius is very inspired, creative, adventurous, freedom-loving. It's a fire sign, so there's a lot of action there, which is good. Or there's a lot of energy to be, felt and figured out, and energy to help you move forward. So, the Sun is conjunct Mars on the 8th in the sign of Libra. So think about where you want to put your fire energy, your passion, because Mars is also very energetic as well in that way. So that can be very good for moving toward new goals, that sort of thing. All right. The Sun is also conjunct Mercury retrograde on the 9th in Libra. Lots going on with Libra. Oh my gosh. This next week is just, Libra is all over the place in terms of emphasis. So, balance again. And relationships. See how you can work with both of those things to get them to be healthy in your life. So, the Sun is conjunct Mercury retrograde on the 9th, like I said. Also on the 9th, Mercury retrograde is conjunct Mars. So, for a few days there, we've got like a whole mix of the Sun and Mars and Mercury retrograde. So just know, again, when Mercury is retrograde, there can be miscommunications. Look over documents a second time. Rethink things or go over plans. Check your tires if you're going on a road trip, that kind of thing. And then on the 10th, Saturn goes direct in Aquarius, which is pretty big. The fact that Pluto's going direct and Saturn all in this next week. Hello. So you're going to be feeling Saturn more strongly too, and that is hard work, who we are in the world, relationship to authority, large and small, long-term goals. Woo-hoo-hoo. So look up both those things. So the biggest things going on: new moon in Libra, Pluto going direct in Capricorn, Saturn going direct in Aquarius. But again, all that other stuff happening in Libra, like the Sun conjunct Mars, the Sun conjunct Mercury retrograde conjunct Mars, all that. It's big. So, yeah, every day, work on ways to be and stay. What? What am I looking for? That's right. Calm and balanced. And that will help you get through the week. All right. I'm kind of trying to get through this quick tonight. You may notice I'm speedily going on my way to the guidance card portion of the podcast now. I use the Osho Zen Tarot. I'm going to ground and shuffle the cards in energy for the highest good for all, most benevolent outcome for all. Use this time to do some conscious breathing or clear your mind, and I will be back shortly. Thank you. Okay, I'm back. For this next week, what listeners can focus on to help get through the week smoothly. Also, I think you can skip around and listen to other podcasts, should you feel so called. There's always going to be some little nugget of wisdom or some piece of information that can be helpful to you, that kind of thing. So, Six of Swords came out. That's good. Six of Swords is getting to calmer waters. It is getting through the tunnel to the light on the other side. It is getting through it. Now, the Six of Swords in the Osho Zen Tarot is titled The Burden, and it features like an aristocratic individual on the shoulders of like a beggar type person. He's wearing torn clothes, and he looks very tired and worn and ragged. And the aristocrat is wearing gloves and very fancy clothes and has a rooster on his head even. So what's interesting to me is that both the figures of the beggar and the aristocrat look like the same person, but it's like two sides of a coin kind of thing. And it just reminds me of as we are moving through our lives, how are we treating ourselves on the inner? Because this inner self, this part of ourself, is being like ridden and driven by this bossy, demanding, snobby, I don't know if snobby is the right word, but what I'm trying to say is it's really important that we appreciate ourselves, all levels of ourselves, and like our inner child, and make sure that we aren't neglecting or being too hard on ourselves. That's what this reminds me of. It's like really being hard on our inner self. Like, so it's important to be gentle. We are getting through something. Let's see what else comes out. Gotta be gentle with ourselves. Self-love, self-forgiveness, self-acceptance. They're not just words. They're important ways of healing and thinking and being. All right, what else is coming out? And remember to always connect with God, Universal Energy, Source, Spirit. Absolutely, very important. God being shorthand for good. All right, we have Five of Swords coming out. Very interesting. Five of Swords is intense. It's one of the fives, so it's important to shift out of that as soon as possible. It's titled Comparison. It features an oak tree next to a bamboo stalk, and it brings home the point that you can't really compare anything, really, on Earth when it comes to plants or animals or people. I mean, everyone has their own particular set of skills and qualities that make them unique and what they can offer to the world in all of nature. So, but the Five of Swords in the traditional tarot, it's about deceit. It's kind of a yucky energy. It's winning at all costs. It's like It's not very pleasant. It's just combative. Swords has to do with the mind. So going from the 6 to the 5 is interesting. I think it's kind of saying, for whatever 5 of Swords energy that is being dealt with, be conscious of the fact that 6 of Swords is there. 6 of Swords is getting through it. Yay! And now we have the Ace of Swords. Whew! Lots of swords. But Ace of Swords is very positive. So I think that confirms what I was saying. So, okay, whatever 5 of Swords energy there is, the 6 of Swords is coming out of it to the other side. Calmer waters, brighter days, and the Ace of Swords consciousness is the Buddha rising through the sky into outer space. There's a planet or a star lighting up the third eye chakra on this Buddha statue. It is clearing the mists of the mind, new beginnings, blessings from God, universal energy, source spirit. It's a wonderful, wonderful card of epiphany and enlightenment. So I'm just going to look up something real quick to see if there's anything else that I need to be saying when it comes to 5 of Swords. So it's about self-interest. It's about like a hostile environment, and it's about dishonor. So, but what's interesting about this is that it is about self-interest, which can be, that's a necessary thing that we need to consider in living a healthy, balanced, best life, is we have to think about ourselves. Are we getting what we need to function in the best way? And then once it's like putting on the oxygen mask for ourselves before we help others. But then we have, we can give to, it spills out to our loved ones and the world around us, and, like good vibes once we take care of ourselves, you see. So, whatever hard situation or situations that are presenting themselves, it's important to try to look at it objectively in as balanced a way as possible to find what works best for you, what works best for everyone in the situation, and including yourself. But it could mean cheating, lying, trickery, that kind of stuff too. So look for that Ace of Swords, that enlightenment, truth, clarity. All right, anything else for peeps? But this is all mind, mind, mind. Swords, swords, swords. Okay, now we have Page of Pentacles, adventure. That's sweet. So once there's a new epiphany, new understanding, new beginning, you can move forward with a new idea having to do with finances, home, health, family, security. Pages are young, inspiring, new, so it's like a new idea. And in this card, it features a child walking into a beautiful rainbow spectrum in the forest. And it always reminds me of the importance of caring for our inner child, which is, I was kind of referring to that with that 6 of Swords card. Making sure that we're gentle with all levels of ourself, including our inner child as well. So it's important to continue with healing work when it comes to that. But that Page of Pentacles is revealing a new beginning, or a new moving forward with some kind of new idea or something, which is exciting. It's exciting to bring that childlike play and adventure into our lives. And it's called adventure, I think. Yes. All right. Two of Pentacles is next. So it's funny how it goes from swords to pentacles. And it's titled Moment to Moment. This is about how we move through our days. It's about how we balance the different things we have going on in any given day, including work and chores and, you know, whatever, the tasks that make up our lives. And balance, it's about balance too, which seems to be a theme. Libra is about balance, right? It's the scales. So try to move through your days in as smooth a way as possible. And moment to moment, it features like a monk stepping lightly from stone to stone along a path. And it just kind of reminds me of Tai Chi energy. So move with the energy and not against it, kind of thing. Okay, I think I'm going to finish up now. I'm going to finish out the shuffle and see what's at the bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck is Three of Wands, experiencing. Three of Wands is it features someone on the shore looking out into the ocean, and there are some ships coming in, so it indicates blessings and good results coming from work that has already been done, which is something that everyone appreciates, I think. So your ships are very likely coming in when it comes to something that you've already put the work into. And this card, though, it features a woman wearing like a rainbow cloak, holding and connecting with a tree. Like there's a warm aura that they're sharing. So also you might benefit from going out into nature and kind of hanging out with a tree in some way, shape, or form, you know. But nature can be very, very healing and very calming in times, you know, in a very overstimulated and overstimulating world. Whew. Okay. So we have like a few cards here that point to getting calm and balanced. The Buddha figure, Ace of Consciousness, the Tai Chi monk on the moment to moment, this meditative woman who's hanging out with a tree and vibing. So that is what I wish for you. And I think I'm going to wrap up. Like I said, I knew this one was going to be quick, and it is. I hope that was helpful for you. And stay tuned for more. Keep on keeping on. And as always, I send you love and peace and wish you to be safe and well. Thanks so much. Mwah.